What's going on, everyone? Talen here, and welcome to another uniform review video. Alright, so in this video here, we're going to be taking a look at Loki's new uniforms. So we're just going to look at both of them in the same video here since they are synergy uniforms. So there's not too much of a difference between them, but there is a little bit. So let's go ahead and see what we got here. So first we have Loki's President Loki look, and then we have Loki's TV suit for the Marvel Studios. So yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at the uniform effect. So the uniform effect is going to be the same for both of the uniforms. We have changed the effects of skill trickster and mischief magic, and then we have increase skill cooldown by 10% and ignore target's dodge by 30%, which always very happy to see that ignore dodge because it's happening on more and more uniforms and more of the newer characters, and it just really helps out for War Boss Legend. You can kind of tell the damage difference just from the ignore dodge in War Boss Legend and also in dispatch missions, so very useful for those two pieces of content. And let's go ahead and see what we have here for this uniform for the skill changes. So the tier 2 passive is going to be increased skill damage by 50% and bonus damage by 25%, which is the same for both uniforms and his previous uniform, the Agents of Asgard, I believe was the name of it. And then our Trickster passive here, we have a 30% energy attack and increase guaranteed crit rate by 25%. So that crit rate is new. He only had 30% energy attack before with his old uniform. And now let's see here, we've got nothing on the first skill, nothing on the second skill. Third skill, we've got a 15% heal, so that's very nice. We have damage immunity for 6 seconds. Fourth skill, we've got paralysis, ignores immunity. We've got 50% all attack, okay. And then the fifth skill, we've got paralysis, all defense down, still only minus 40%, so that all defense down is not very good. I mean, luckily, if you're going to be investing in Loki, you're probably going to get him to tier 3, so that means you're most likely going to use him more in War Boss Legend versus War Boss Ultimate, because this is just not going to cut it for War Boss Ultimate, but in War Boss Legend, ignore defense just doesn't matter, or not ignore defense, all defense down just doesn't matter. And then we've got 5 seconds of invincibility, and then we've got increased damage by 50% for 2 attacks. So that's actually really nice. And now if we compare that to the other uniform here, his synergy uniform for the President Loki, we have a change to the 4-star passive. So we still get the 30% energy attack, but now whenever he uses Dominance of Spirit, he's going to decrease all damage received by 50%, which is really nice. And then he's going to get a 15% max HP heal over 8 seconds. So a lot more defensive here for this uniform. We take a look at that. And the Dominance of Spirit is basically mind control. So whenever he uses a skill that's tagged as mind control, you will activate this because it says when skill is used, not when enemy is affected by it. So that means you just need to use the skill. You don't need to actually mind control the enemy to get the bonuses here. The first skill, we have nothing there. Second skill, we've got the mind control. So here's one of the skills that will activate his 4-star passive. Then we've got paralysis. We've got 3 seconds of invincibility on this. He didn't have 3 seconds of invincibility in his other second skill, did he? Did I just miss that? I don't think I saw that. No, so he's got some some extra invincibility here. Okay, very nice. Third skill, so we've got 15% heal. Okay, so that one stays, and then we've got 6 seconds of damage immunity, so that's the same. So doesn't look like anything new for the third skill. And then the fourth skill, we've got 3 seconds of silence. We've got some more mind control, so that's really good. So we have 2 options here for triggering his 4-star passive. And then we've got 55% increase to all attacks. So we get an extra 5% on this uniform for some reason, because the other one was 50%. And then the fifth skill, we've got paralysis, ignores immunity. Then we've got the same whole defense down, so that hasn't changed. We've got 5 seconds of invincibility, and then we've also got the increase by 50% for 2 attacks. So that's pretty much the same as well. So the main changes that we're getting here from the TV look to the President look is going to be the Dominance of Spirit with the mind control on the was it the second skill and the fourth skill, and then also that addition of 3 seconds of invincibility here, which is actually really nice. I do like that, so that's more options for keeping you kind of safer. So I get the feeling that the President look here is going to be PvP, and then the TV suit is going to be PvE. So let's go ahead and hop into the skill preview and see if there's any differences in the skill animations between the two uniforms. All right, so first skill, just got some slashes with the dagger here. Second skill, some more kind of teleporting around, the dagger's flying around, he's slashing him with the other dagger. That's actually a really cool skill animation, and it is an iframe too, so you're going to be protected, so that's good. Third skill. Alright, so third skill, we summon in these kind of different versions of Loki, and then they kind of explode behind the enemy, so that's really nice. I like that animation too, it just looks really cool. And then he gets, what is it, the damage immunity on this. We have the 15% heal. And yeah, the 6 seconds of damage immunity. Alright, the fourth skill goes into an iframe and keeps teleporting out of these slabs here, which is really cool looking. I like the animations that this Loki has. So slashing them with the knives, and yeah, full iframes, so they're going to be protected. Very good. Fifth skill. We have invincibility on this skill, so not having an iframe isn't a huge deal, and you kind of just summon some magic there and just explodes at the end. But you can cancel that, so you can cancel your third skill and your fifth skill and then just go right into the fourth skill for your damage. So I think that's pretty much what we're going to be doing. So it's very, very similar to what I was trying to do with War Machine, which is also just a 3-5-4. So I think we can do a 3, go into 5, then go into 4. And as you can see, all the Lokis are in the background there and they explode. So you can pretty much instant cancel both 3 and 5 and get the effects of them and then go right into 4. So I'm getting the feeling this uniform is going to be much easier to play in PvE content than his previous uniform with the Agents of Asgard. I keep forgetting the name of it for some reason. But yeah, that uniform, I just didn't like the positioning with it, because it was very easy to be out of position so that you couldn't actually trigger your next skill. So it was really hard to kind of combine the skills. So I actually never really got around to playing Loki much, just because I didn't really like that uniform that much. The uniform, you know, skills were really cool. It had good effects, but I don't know, the skill rotation, I just wasn't feeling it. So yeah, let's go ahead and change over to the other Loki here, the President Loki. Where are you? There you are. All right, so President Loki. We got the same first skill, the second skill. So this one is different. It does not have an iframe, so that's probably why they gave you that invincibility. So no invincibility, gets his kind of speaker podium there and just pulls it down and slaps them around a little bit. Third skill. Okay, so, oh, I was going to say it's the same, but we have podium Lokis there giving a speech instead of all the different variations of Loki throughout his kind of look or attire career. All right, see the fourth skill. All right, so we have like a Professor X looking, Professor X's fifth skill looking attack here for Loki. Just kind of goes up. He's got an iframe. He can move around a little bit. He mind controls them. He does some damage. It's a longer animation in terms of the duration than with his TV look. And then the fifth skill is exactly the same. So I feel like it's going to be the same skill rotation. We're just going to do 3, 5, and then 4. But with the duration of the fourth skill, that's why it makes me think that this one isn't really PvE kind of orientated, is because the fourth skill seems like it does less damage than the other skill's fourth skill, because we have less hits and it's a longer animation, so that means your damage proc is probably going to run out before the skill actually finishes its animation, and that means you're going to be missing out on some damage because of that. So I'm thinking that where is it? Yeah, this uniform is the one that I like the best personally, because I mainly play PvE content. I don't do much PvP at all, so that's why this uniform isn't interesting me as much. And even with this kind of look here, he doesn't have like ignore iframe or anything like that, so I'm not sure how strong it'll even be in PvP. You know, even though it has some of the buffs that you would look for PvP, which is the invincibility, the mind control, because you do want a way to lock down your opponent, even though everyone's running debuff lead. But either way, if their debuff lead runs out, if they just happen to try to go all damage and don't use a debuff lead, then mind control is going to be very, very powerful. So yeah, that's kind of the feeling I'm getting between the two uniforms. I'm thinking this is going to be the better one overall, just because of the things I mentioned before. Is I don't think this uniform is going to be super strong in PvP in terms of how the meta is right now, so I don't think it's going to get, you know, too much use there. And then it looks like it's not going to be as strong as this uniform for PvE, so you're not really going to be wanting to use this uniform anyway for PvE. So yeah, better options for PvP, and this one better for PvE. So yeah, I'm thinking that this is going to be the winner of the two uniforms, but let me know in the comments below, because I haven't, you know, personally really tried them out much more than skill preview here, and I do not have Loki at tier 3, so that's why I don't really know if I'm going to get one of these or not. I'm probably going to get this uniform if I get one, but I haven't really invested much in Loki right now, so he might just be a character that I just don't work on very much. We have so many characters in the game that I don't really need him to do anything. I don't think I need a universal villain right now, because I just tier 3 Doctor Doom, and he's probably going to do everything that I need. So Loki here is not really high on my list of priorities. I might get this uniform, like I said, just because it makes him easier to play, but I mean, this uniform, I've already got it at Mythic. It does what I need him to do, which I basically use him for Shadowland right now, and that's it, because I only have him at level 60. So yeah, for me personally, I think I'm going to be passing on these two, but if you have Loki at tier 3, I think this uniform right here is actually going to be very, very strong for PvE content. Again, let me know in the comments below if you've tried it out and kind of compare these two uniforms, and maybe I'm wrong and this uniform is not going to be much better than this uniform. It just feels like this one is going to be easier to play, and it should do, I wouldn't say considerably more damage, but I think you should noticeably see more damage with this uniform here. So yeah, that's going to be it for this video. Hopefully you enjoyed, and of course I will catch you in the next one.